Hello everyone, it's Lauren and welcome back to my channel. My 20th birthday is coming up in a few days, so that's crazy. I'm freaking out because I don't know my identity other than being a teenager. So today I wanted to make a little cake for myself. We're gonna be doing the base and the frosting, but here's the thing, no recipe. Zero, zilch. I feel a little confident, but
we're not gonna jinx it.
I got my baking gear and all the ingredients that I need for a cake, and I'm also gonna answer a few questions that you guys asked me on Instagram, so let's get started. Alrighty, so we have flour, oil, sugar, vanilla extract, baking powder, salt, milk, and eggs. Got a big, huge, clear bowl.
So you guys can see what's going on.
Also, it's a really cloudy day outside. I feel like I say this in
every single video.
But it's super cloudy. The sun is gonna keep coming in and out, so I'm sorry that it keeps changing. So I think we're gonna do about 2 cups of flour. I haven't looked at a cake recipe in months, so let's see if we get this right. Oh my god. 1. I have more in here. 2 cups. Now we have the sugar. I feel like I'm gonna do a cup. I have a little dump bowl now where I put all the excess ingredients in here. Okay, I think I'm gonna do 1 teaspoon of salt and then the same amount of baking powder. Okay, now we have a whisk and we mix. So, first question, how are you staying inspired during these times? I'm not. I get little bits of inspiration here and there. That's why I have a little journal where I write all the video ideas that I get, or just video ideas that I like to see on YouTube. To be honest, I haven't really been like on an inspirational streak since like March maybe, which is the beginning of quarantine. I've done different things to help me get inspired, but I feel like I've never gotten back into the full groove of being inspired and creative.
Which is kind of sad.
Okay, we got a second bowl for the wet ingredients now. We're gonna do more questions. Do you want to learn another language? I do. I really want to learn French.
Like a lot?
And because I know English, I hope that's like a head start to make it easier to learn. It's such a beautiful language and I love it so much. So if I were to learn a language, it would be French. One day, maybe in the future, I would love to take a course. Let's add the oil. I feel like I'm gonna add like a cup. Is that a lot?
Let's do half a cup. I'm just scared.
Okay, I think I'm good with that. I think I'm gonna do a cup of milk. Okay. Next is an assumption about me is that you're outgoing. No. I feel like I could be outgoing in comfortable situations. What does outgoing mean?
As an adjective, it means friendly and socially confident. Do you want to hear the next one?
No. I guess around my family and close friends. I feel like, no, I'm not outgoing. Should we do 3 eggs? Yeah, sure, why not? I'm gonna add a few drops of vanilla extract. Next question, how can I start myself a YouTube channel, mostly for my art? This is actually one of my friends. I love you. You know who you are. I feel like the first step into starting a YouTube channel is starting a YouTube channel. I feel like that sounds so weird, but I feel like everybody makes excuses all the time. I made excuses to make this channel for 5 years and I didn't make it. The best advice I can give you is to just start it. Now for actual tips on YouTube and how to do a channel, I am planning on doing a video about that very soon, so I'm super excited. Hopefully in a month or so. Just be confident. I feel like I still have a lot to work with being confident in myself, but confidence goes a long way in YouTube no matter what type of YouTube channel you're doing, and a lot of hard work. Be prepared to put a lot of hard work into it because it's a lot harder than you think. There's a lot more hours to put into it than you actually think. So just start it. Sit down and think about what kind of brand you want to build, if you want to build a brand, how you want your channel to feel like, and then try to replicate that vibe into your channel. I think it's also important to note that you yourself are unique, so try not to follow any other YouTubers and what they're doing. You can be inspired by other YouTubers, like for example, most of my editing style is inspired by other YouTubers. It's gonna just feel very unauthentic. At the end of the day, you want to sit back, look at your channel, and feel as if it's your channel. So now I'm gonna mix my wet ingredients with my dry ingredients all the way over here. Now, let's see if I didn't add enough flour or if I added too much. First, I'm going to preheat the oven. Ooh, I forgot to sift the flour.
We're gonna have a chunky birthday cake.
Roll chunky right now, roll chunky. It's smoothing out, oh my God. Bless you! Relax, that's my sister's seasonal allergies. Okay, after 2 minutes of violent mixing, here we are. I wanted to add a little sparkle and joy into this batter right now, so I got some 2017 Easter sprinkles in here. They're just really pretty colors and I don't have regular sprinkles, so we're gonna add that in. I just hope it doesn't dye my batter.
All right.
We're done with the batter. Now I'm gonna get the pan, add a little oil in it and flour. We're gonna put it in the oven for 20 minutes? So next question, what software do you use when making your videos? I use a Final Cut Pro. That's also gonna be in the video explaining how to start a YouTube channel, and then I'm gonna make a separate video on how I edit my videos, just so I don't make the video too long, because I feel like it's gonna be really long if I explain how to build confidence to start a channel and all the things that go into starting a channel, and then how I edit my videos and how I add all the different effects and everything. So those are gonna be 2 separate videos. But for now, I use Final Cut Pro and I love it. It took me a while to get used to it because it does take a while. I suggest starting off in iMovie because that is free and Final Cut Pro isn't. There's a lot of different discounts out there to get Final Cut Pro. Like if you're a college student, you can get it for like $100 because originally it's like $300. You didn't hear it from me, but you can probably get it illegally. But I recommend just starting off in iMovie. I started off in iMovie and I did that for about 3 years before I actually started editing on Final Cut Pro, which is when I started my YouTube channel. Final answer, I use Final Cut Pro, but definitely use iMovie if you're starting off because you might not even end up liking editing. I didn't like it at first, so you don't want to waste a lot of money on something that you're eventually not going to use. Canola oil, which is super inflammatory, but who cares? Sprinkle in some flour. And then to be extra cautious, I'm going to put some parchment paper in the bottom. All right, would you look at that? Okay, so the oven is ready, so I'm going to pour this in here. I'm going to fill up another pan because I made a lot more batter than I expected. So now we're gonna have a 2-layer cake. Second pan done. So they're both going in the oven for 25 minutes. So I put 25 minutes and now we're gonna start with the frosting. I'm gonna make 7-minute frosting, so it's technically like a meringue frosting, but we're gonna do another question. Do you prefer beach vacations over city vacations? I actually prefer city vacations over beach vacations, believe it or not. I find vacations a lot more interesting if I am touristing a place like New York City or Italy or France, rather than going to Mexico for like a tropical vacation. Don't get me wrong, I love the beach and the pool, but city vacations a lot more interesting for me and I feel like I have a lot more fun going to those places. Another question, you are truly amazing, Lauren. What inspires you? Thank you so much. This is from one of my friends. I love you. I'm currently not very inspired or creative, but a lot of things that inspire me are other people, seeing how different people succeed, and not only in the social media, but just in my personal life. Seeing a lot of people grow their businesses and expand their knowledge really does inspire me to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm hoping to graduate with a bachelor's in theater, and just thinking about what I want to achieve and how I'm gonna achieve it really inspires me and motivates me to keep doing what I'm doing, have some patience, and cross my fingers, because being hopeful is the best thing I can do and being comfortable doesn't get me anywhere. So I'm gonna clean up this mess and I'll catch up with you guys when I'm ready to do the frosting. Alright, so time for the frosting. I have all the goodies here. I got some eggs, sugar, water, and cream of tartar. I did this recipe a lot in high school for Bake Shop, so I do remember the measurements, hopefully. I know it was 4 egg whites, 1/4 cup of water, 1.5 cups of sugar, 1 1/4 cups of sugar, and then it was 1/4 teaspoon or tablespoon. I'm gonna play it safe and do 1/4 teaspoon because I don't want to add more than I need to. We're gonna stick a toothpick in it. So the cakes are cooling and I'm going to make this frosting, which is perfect because it's probably going to take me like 10 minutes. And then the star of the show, my KitchenAid. I'm super excited. I've been very unmotivated to bake during this quarantine, so I haven't been using it as much, but I have my whisk attachment and I'm just going to beat all of this after I heat it up in the stove. 1/4 cup of water, 4 egg whites. We're gonna do 1 1/4 cup of sugar, which is probably the only measurement I don't remember. 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. I'm gonna add this in. Now we're gonna boil some water, and we're going to put this on top of the boiling water so it heats up the bottom of the bowl so it melts the sugar just a little bit. So while the water is boiling, I'm gonna answer a few questions. Any advice for people who are struggling to start their acting career? What are the essentials? First and foremost, be 100% sure that you want to do acting. Acting takes a lot of patience, self-perseverance, and it's gonna beat you up because you're gonna hear a lot of no's. People are gonna tell you no a lot. Like 80% of the auditions that you're gonna probably have are gonna be no's. So at this point in time, the water is boiling so much behind me. I didn't think it would be that much because I heard only a little bit of bubbling, but it looks so violent in this clip. Second of all, make sure you have a good headshot. Search up any headshot photographers in your area or any big city near you, and just search up any photographers that are doing headshots for actors. Don't do this at the CBS Photo Center. Don't get any other type of photographer. You have to get a headshot photographer because they know what the industry is looking for right now. This is my old headshot. I have to get a new one because I have my hair a little shorter right now. But you have to do your research on the photographer to make sure that they're not some creep who's gonna murder you in his basement. So, also do things that get your name out there. Start a YouTube channel, open an Insta account, do short films, do your own films. I'm gonna leave a link down below to a film that my friend did called Love Josie. Her name is Kassidy and she did amazing. It's a quick 8-minute film and it's about mental health. So if you guys want to check it out, I'll leave it in the link down below. So doing things for yourself, writing stories, creating your own films, doing small projects like student films, films that colleges do, it's a really great place to start and to build your resume, which are the two most important things that you need, which is a headshot and a resume. I know it can be very hard, but you just have to go back into the mindset of why you started acting and why you love it so much, and it's not gonna feel as bad. So good luck to you. Another question, what's one thing you love and hate about YouTube? I'm gonna start off with what I hate about YouTube. The thing is child labor. So there are currently no child labor laws with YouTube. There are kids who are working essentially full-time jobs on YouTube and nothing is being controlled. Nothing is being regulated. For little kids who work in movies, there's a limited amount of hours that a child can be on set, which means 17 or younger, and there are none for YouTube. For example, Ryan's Toy Reviews, that kid releases a video every single day. He's essentially working a full-time job. He has a Hulu show.
And he's 8 years old.
The worst thing is that some of these parents who are running the channels don't give them any money, don't save up any money for their college tuition because they're working essentially a full-time job and they're not gaining any money back. So that's a huge problem in the industry right now for YouTube and for social media. But what I love about YouTube is the fact that everybody can connect in a very special way. You can sit down and create a video and be very creative and inspired by different kinds of videos and put in all the work, and essentially people are creating pieces of art to put on YouTube. It's such a creative tool and such a great way to put yourself out there and have an outlet. So okay, so the water is boiling and I'm going to put this above so that it can heat up the sugar.
It's time to whisk this masterpiece. Are you kidding me?
Now I'm going to make a little simple syrup for the cake because I touched it and it's a little hard. So to make the simple syrup, it's like half parts water and half parts sugar. Okay, so the sugar has dissolved with the water and now I have the cake pans here. They've cooled down. I'm gonna take them out of the pans. What? So I think this didn't work because I had flour under it, but I think that if you don't put flour and you just have oil, it'll stay on the cake. While the syrup is cooling down, I'm gonna answer a few more questions. Weirdest snack food combo you like? I feel like everybody does this, but do you mix like mustard with tuna? I love to eat tuna with mustard and mayo in it.
It's the best.
This is very controversial. A lot of people hate this, but I love ketchup and rice. It's so good and nobody can convince me otherwise. You cook some rice, you put some ketchup on top of it, and then you add a fried egg. Oh, okay, so it's been like a few minutes. I'm gonna check and see if the simple syrup is ready to add to the cake. So I'm gonna leave it so that it can soak in a little bit. Okay, so now my favorite part, the decorating. I really wish I had one of those like lazy Susans where you just spin them. I used to have that when I was really little and it broke like 2 years later. I'm gonna use a butter knife to spread all of the frosting on top of the cake.
And then I have my delicious frosting over here.
I have a serrated knife here and I'm just gonna level out one of the cakes because it rose a little too much. I mean, it's not bad. Okay, from now on, there's gonna be a little bit of frosting on the left side of my mouth. And I am so mad that I didn't notice until now, which means I didn't notice when I was filming. I somehow got it off. I edited the entire video and didn't notice until now. We're gonna put a little bit of the frosting on top of it. I feel like this is not gonna turn out well. A little bit of the Easter sprinkles on top.
Look at that beauty right there.
I'm gonna put some of the frosting on top. Okay, so after like 20 minutes, I frosted my cake. I have plastic baggies here and I'm just gonna pipe like a little design around the cake. I have these piping tips and I'm just gonna stick it inside of the bag and see if it works. I think I'm gonna dye whatever I'm gonna pipe on the sides in like a baby pink, and then I'm gonna mix it in here. A tiny bit of red food coloring. It seems a little thin, to be honest, but let's see if it pipes. Oh, it's working, thank God. Okay, so I'm gonna pipe like a little dot around the cake. Okay, so I finished piping all around the cake. It looks pretty mediocre. I have a little bit of pink icing left in here, and I think I'm gonna write a little 20 in the middle.
Oh my God!
It looks so bad. It looks like a 10-year-old did it.
It's cute.
Aww.
Now, I wanted to put the Easter sprinkles on top, but I feel like it'll really like mess up the aesthetic of this cake right now. So I have little pearl sprinkles. These are them beauties. And I'm gonna put little pearls right on top of the stars. Okay, so 15 minutes later, I am finally done putting the pearls on this cake. It low-key looks like a wedding cake. I put some pearls on the 20 as well. It looks adorable. Just like I guess the icing is a little too soft, so the peaks didn't hold like a perfect form. Like some of them are just blobs on this cake.
But it's the thought that counts.
So I'm gonna cut this cake and show you guys how it looks like on the inside. Okay, so I have eaten dinner and it is currently nighttime and I'm gonna try this cake. It's such a tough cake. I think I either put too much flour, too much eggs, or I cooked it for too long, or it was just like a combination of all those things. I don't want to try this. It doesn't taste bad. This is definitely not my birthday cake. I'm buying another cake. I mean, it's edible. These are the little sprinkles on the inside in case you wanted to see how that turned out. I don't know if you can see the texture of this cake right now. Alright, that's enough of that. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like this video because that's how you let me know. Subscribe for more videos like these and hit the bell notification so you get notified every single time I post. I post every single Sunday, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.